Let's continue with chapter number 4 from your economics book of grade 9, and the name of the chapter is Types of Economies. So we are going to start from economic growth. The term economic growth signifies the quantitative aspect of economic progress. It is saying us about the economic progress of the country. So economic growth is related to quantitative aspect of economic progress of the country. Thus, growth of the gross national output or per capita output is considered to be the indicator of economic growth of a country. Economic growth needed to satisfy increasing human wants. All of us know this, that human wants are always unlimited and it can never get satisfied. Moreover, the human wants trends to increase over time. Therefore, any society must always try to increase the production of goods and services in order to satisfy the wants of the citizens. Next, increase in physical output and goods needed for growth. Economic growth means growth in the volume of goods and services. Unless an economy is growing, it cannot keep pace with the increasing human wants over time. So we're having 2 points to describe this in your book. Increase in national output and the other is increase in per capita output. So it should be noted, point A, increase in national output. It should be noted that the growth of the money value of the goods and services produced in the economy, that is GNP, gross national product, it is not enough because its value may increase simply because of inflation, and increase in price. In the physical terms, the output of the different commodities may have remained unchanged. Thus it is physical volume of the production that must increase over time. Point B is increase in per capita output. Again, it is not enough for the total volume of production to increase because the country's population may increase. Hence, the per capita availability of goods and services of the economy may not increase. Thus, to solve this problem, physical output of goods and services per capita should rise steadily with time. According to the need, they have to increase the per capita output. How to achieve economic growth? 2 things can be done. One is to increase the total output and prevent population growth. These are the 2 measures we can take up. Thus, in order to achieve economic growth, an economy must achieve capital accumulation and an increase in entrepreneurship. It has been historically observed that if capital is available, entrepreneurs usually come forward to make use of the capital. We therefore reach the conclusion that if an economy is to achieve economic growth, it must take steps to ensure capital accumulation. Next point is special effort for growth needed in the backward country. In a country which is already developed, growth is very smooth process because in such a country the rate of capital accumulation is already very high. Therefore, neither the government nor the producers have to make any special effort to achieve a rise in per capita output. But in the backward countries, the capital accumulation is very slow. It requires a special effort on the part of all the producers, consumers, as well as the government to push up the rate of capital accumulation and to increase the per capita output. Stages of economic growth. According to W. Rostow, has drawn interesting distinctions or stages between the economic growth. He is saying that there are 5 stages of economic growth. One is the traditional society. First stage is traditional society. The traditional society is the society where primitive methods of production are employed. Okay, production is barely sufficient for consumption, and the consumption aspirations of the people are also limited. There is no saving and investment in this kind of economic system. Next step, the pre-takeoff stage. However, there soon comes a stage, means one stage after other. From traditional we are going to pre-takeoff stage now. This is the second stage. Okay, however, there soon comes a stage where people aspire for higher standard of living. In order to achieve this goal, society permits structural and behavioral changes in the economy. Savings and investments is particular are actively encouraged by the government. This is called pre-takeoff stage. At this stage, society tries to fulfill the preconditions of economic growth by building up the social and economic infrastructure necessarily for growing. Next, third stage will come, take-off stage. What is this take-off stage? After the infrastructures have been laid, the process of economic growth starts. This is called the stage of take-off into self-sustained growth. Okay, each year the economic saves is a high percentage of national income, and the savings is invested. So slowly we are finding that in this stage the growth of self sustained, in the sense it is giving us that no more structural and behavioral change are needed. Okay, people's savings and investment habits are already developed. Okay, we are not going for any more changes. So already it is intake by the people, habituated by the people. The fourth stage will be drive towards maturity. Okay, after self-sustained growth has gone on for a few decades, the economy is ready to drive to maturity. At this stage, the economy moves towards the goal of becoming a mature economy, which is higher level of per capita output. At this stage, we will find that modern technologies are adopted by all the sectors for production purpose. Okay, next we will find, this is the final stage and the fifth stage, that is the high mass consumption. The high mass consumption stage is the final stage of economic growth. This stage comes after the economy has spent some time in the stage of its drive to maturity. This is mass consumption stage. Per capita output and income in this country becomes so high that even if a small percentage of income is spent on the consumption, a high standard of living can be guaranteed for all the members of the society. We can find this kind of this fifth stage we can find in USA, Canada, Japan. Okay, these other countries can provide this kind of lifestyle. Economic development. Till now we were studying about economic growth. Now we are saying economic development. Economic development reflects the qualitative aspects of economic progress on any country. Okay, a process which makes people in general better off by increasing their command over goods and services, and by increasing the choice open to them. Economist Dennis Gaulet in 1971 has indicated three important components of economic development. One is life sustenance, self-esteem, and freedom. What is life sustenance? No country can be considered as fully developed if it cannot provide its people with such basic needs of life as housing, clothing, food, and minimal education. Okay, not only money. Okay, in economic development, all these things are getting included now. Next, they are saying about self-esteem. It implies a sense of self-respect. No country can be regarded as fully developed if it does not possess the power to conduct relations on equal terms with other countries. Every citizen and the country have to be treated equally. Okay, freedom. Development also requires freedom from three evils. What are the three evils? From want, ignorance, and squalor. No person is free if he or she cannot choose. Okay, if he or she is imprisoned by living in a margin of substancy with no education or skill. That means here freedom, we are finding that freedom of want is there. Anybody can, if they're wanting for to something, they should be provided by the government. Not only that, no section of the government of the country should be ignored by the government. Okay, every individual should have right to choose. Every individual should get minimum education. They must get minimum skill for earning, right? All these things are coming into economic development. So what is economic development? Growth of real GDP per capita, then literacy, life expectancy. Okay, then we can say that employment. Okay, fall of mortality rate, means whatever is there which makes our life better in a qualitative way is included in the economic development. So if we clearly try to distinguish, we can say point 1 is economic growth, means they are talking in the monetary terms, which is quantitative improvement, whereas economic development is qualitative improvement. Okay, economic growth is national income. It shows the national income and per capita income over time. Here the economic development, it shows us to it shows not only the sustained increase of the national and per capita income, but it also shows us the qualitative changes. Qualitative, like improvement in the infrastructure, reduce poverty, then increase the literacy rate. Okay, gender discrimination will be decreased, and then life expectancy will increase. Okay, medical facilities will increase. All these are coming under economic development. So a country may grow, but it may not be developed. Economic growth can be there, but it can be not a developed country. But in order to get economic development, we have to have economic growth. Hopefully you understood. Thank you.